Shabbat Shalom and a happy Purim Kattan. This year's a leap year. We have 2 months of Adar. The big Purim is in the second month, and in the first month, which we're standing today, on the 14th day of the first Adar, we have what we call a mini Purim, Purim Kattan. This week's Torah portion is Tetzaveh, you shall command. And interesting enough, this Shabbat and this combination is very special in the world of Chabad, because the last maamor, the last discourse that the Rebbe personally edited and then handed out individually to each person before his stroke was the maamor of pamphlet Purim Kattan on the verse Ata Tetzaveh. So I'm just going to quickly and briefly share one point of that maamor. So the Rebbe leans upon the Kabbalistic teaching that Tetzaveh, from the word mitzvah, also comes from the word tzaf connection. Hence, the reading of the verse would be God telling Moses, Ata, you Moses, your job is Tetzaveh, to connect as Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, one to another. They should all be one. Now, why? Why is that such an important job of Moses? And it's not just about the importance of unity. There's another secret here. What happens is the Medrash tells us that God exiled some Jews to this country. It gives some interesting names of different countries, and some to this. And Kabbalah and Chassidus explains why. Why did God have to put some Jews? Why did God choose to put some Jews here, some Jews there? And the answer is because each different country of exile brings out a different challenge and hence a different virtue and power of the Jewish people. For example, when Jews are living in communist countries, it brings out a self-sacrifice to hold on to identity and to Judaism. People living in a free world country are faced with a different challenge, not one of persecution and hatred, but one of smothering, loving, and assimilation. And then there are some countries in which Jewish people face identity crisis of, I don't want to stand out, and hence I have to rise up and not be ashamed of scoffers. Now, each Jew brings out one different piece of the power of the soul. Hence, by connecting one to another, we're feeding each other with that power. So the Jewish people in America receive the power of the Jewish people in communist countries back in the day, in Stalin, Russia, that power of self-sacrifice. And then the people in Russia receive the power from the Jews in America, who do not have to struggle to be able to learn Torah and do mitzvahs publicly, but rather they have the power of overcoming the scoffing and believing in self and being proud of self. So this is exactly like a body within which each organ has a different power, but the power of the head is to turn all these separate organs into one unified functioning body. That's the job of a Rebbe, to bring together all the Jews and each one with their different talents as one powerful functioning unit. Shabbat Shalom.